The stars shimmered in the vast expanse of space, a serene backdrop to the thriving human colony on Terra Nova. It was a beacon of hope, a symbol of humanity's reach into the cosmos. Families lived peacefully, children played in the lush green parks, and researchers worked tirelessly to uncover the mysteries of the universe. But this peace was shattered one fateful night. Without warning, the sky above Terra Nova darkened as the Zalorian fleet descended. These malevolent beings, with their sinister technology and ruthless tactics, launched a brutal attack. Buildings crumbled under the bombardment, and the colony's defenses were overwhelmed. Screams filled the air as families were torn apart. In a matter of hours, Terra Nova was left in ruins, a stark reminder of the Zalorian Empire's merciless aggression. Among the few survivors was a young girl named Maya, clutching her injured mother amidst the wreckage. Desperation and fear etched on her face, she sent a distress signal to Earth, a plea for help that echoed through the void. Daisy Drayton stood on the bridge of the Phoenix, her eyes scanning the holographic display before her. The sleek, state-of-the-art warship hummed with energy, ready for its mission. Daisy, a seasoned captain known for her tactical brilliance and unwavering resolve, felt a heavy responsibility resting on her shoulders. The attack on Terra Nova had been a declaration of war, and the Phoenix was humanity's answer. "Captain Drayton, we have received the distress signal from Terra Nova," reported Lieutenant James Carter, her second-in-command. His voice was steady, but Daisy could sense the underlying tension. "Patch it through," Daisy ordered. The hologram shifted to display the message. Maya's tear-streaked face appeared, her voice trembling as she recounted the horrors of the attack. Daisy's heart ached at the sight, but her resolve hardened. "Set a course for Terra Nova," Daisy commanded. "We need to assess the situation and offer assistance." The crew of the Phoenix sprang into action, the ship's engines roaring to life as they sped towards the devastated colony. As they approached, the extent of the destruction became painfully clear. The once vibrant settlement was now a landscape of ruins and smoldering wreckage. Daisy led a team down to the surface, her boots crunching on the debris-laden ground. Survivors huddled together, their faces marked by fear and despair. Maya ran up to Daisy, her eyes wide with a mix of hope and desperation. "Are you here to help us?" Maya asked, her voice barely above a whisper. Daisy knelt down, placing a reassuring hand on Maya's shoulder. "Yes, we are. We're going to make sure this never happens again." As the Phoenix's medical and engineering teams tended to the wounded and worked to stabilize the colony, Daisy convened a meeting with her senior officers. The air was thick with the gravity of their mission. "The Zalorians won't stop with Terra Nova," Daisy said, her voice firm. "We need to take the fight to them. They have to understand that humanity will not be bullied." Commander Elena Rodriguez, the ship's tactical officer, nodded in agreement. "We need to gather intelligence and strike back hard." Lieutenant Carter added, "Our first priority should be to locate their homeworld. If we can strike at the heart of their empire, we might force them to back down." Daisy's gaze swept across her officers, her determination mirrored in their faces. "Prepare for departure. We leave as soon as the colony is secure." With Terra Nova stabilized and the survivors given hope, the Phoenix set off on its mission. Daisy knew the journey would be perilous, but the stakes were too high to turn back. They needed to gather intelligence on the Zalorians' military capabilities and locate their homeworld. The first step was to infiltrate Zalorian space. Using the Phoenix's advanced stealth technology, they navigated through asteroid fields and avoided enemy patrols. The crew worked tirelessly, their focus unwavering. During a briefing, Dr. Marcus Chen, the ship's lead scientist, presented his findings on the Zalorian technology. "Their ships are highly advanced, but they have a few weaknesses we can exploit. If we can get close enough, we can gather the data we need." Daisy nodded. "Let's make it happen. We need to be prepared for anything." As they ventured deeper into enemy territory, tensions ran high. The crew knew that discovery could mean certain death. But their resolve never wavered. They were on a mission of retribution, and nothing would stand in their way. The Phoenix reached the outskirts of a Zolorian outpost. Daisy ordered the ship to halt and engage its cloaking device. They needed to gather intelligence without being detected. Lieutenant Carter and a small team prepared for a covert mission to infiltrate the outpost and extract crucial data. Daisy watched as they boarded a stealth shuttle, her heart pounding with anticipation. "Be careful," she said, her voice betraying her concern. Carter gave a reassuring nod. "We'll get the information we need." The shuttle slipped through the darkness, avoiding detection by the Zolorian patrols. They landed near the outpost and began their covert operation. Using advanced hacking tools, they accessed the Zolorian network and downloaded valuable data on their fleet and homeworld. As they worked, an alarm suddenly blared. The Zolorians had detected their presence. Carter and his team fought their way back to the shuttle, engaging in a fierce firefight with the Zolorian guards. "Get us out of here!" Carter shouted as they boarded the shuttle. The shuttle lifted off, narrowly escaping the pursuing Zolorian ships. Back on the Phoenix, Daisy watched the shuttles return with bated breath. "They made it," she said, relief washing over her. Carter and his team returned with the data, their expressions triumphant yet wary. "We have what we need," Carter said, handing Daisy the data module. Daisy took it, her mind racing with the possibilities. "Good work. Now, let's plan our next move." In the Phoenix's war room, Daisy and her officers pored over the data. They had discovered the location of the Zolorian homeworld and uncovered the Empire's plans for further attacks on human colonies. "This is it," Daisy said, her voice filled with determination. "We take the fight to them. We show them that humanity will not be conquered." The crew prepared for the final assault, their resolve unshaken. The Phoenix was ready, its weapons primed, and its shields fortified. They knew the mission would be dangerous, but they also knew that the future of humanity depended on their success. As the Phoenix sped towards the Zolorian homeworld, Daisy stood on the bridge, gazing at the stars. She thought of the lives lost on Terra Nova, of Maya, and the other survivors. This mission was for them, for all of humanity. "Prepare for battle," Daisy ordered. "We will make them pay for what they've done." The Phoenix entered Zolorian space, its presence undetected thanks to its advanced cloaking technology. They navigated through the defenses, their target in sight. The Zolorian homeworld loomed before them, a planet teeming with life and military installations. The Phoenix's crew braced themselves for the fight of their lives. "Let's give them hell," Daisy said, her voice resolute. The Phoenix uncloaked, its weapons blazing as it launched a devastating attack on the Zolorian homeworld. The battle had begun, and there was no turning back. Explosions rocked the surface as the Phoenix's plasma cannons fired in rapid succession. The Zolorian defense forces scrambled to respond, but the Phoenix was a force to be reckoned with. Its shields absorbed the initial volleys of return fire, while its advanced targeting systems pinpointed the most strategic targets. Daisy stood on the bridge, directing the assault with precision. "Target their communication hubs and power stations. We need to cripple their ability to coordinate and retaliate." The tactical display showed the Phoenix's strikes hitting their marks. Zolorian infrastructure crumbled, and their forces struggled to regroup. Daisy's plan was working, but the battle was far from over. Aboard the Zolorian flagship, Admiral Zolaris watched in shock as the Phoenix tore through their defenses. "How did they breach our space undetected?" he demanded, his voice filled with disbelief and rage. "Admiral, their ship appears to have advanced stealth capabilities," a subordinate reported. "Our sensors barely registered their approach." "Deploy all available ships to intercept them," Zolaris ordered. "We cannot let them reach the capital." The Phoenix's sensors detected the incoming Zolorian reinforcements. Daisy knew they had to act quickly. "Prepare for evasive maneuvers. We need to stay ahead of them." Lieutenant Carter relayed the orders, and the Phoenix began a series of intricate maneuvers, weaving through the Zalorian fleet. Their agility and speed gave them a critical advantage, allowing them to outmaneuver the larger, less nimble Zalorian ships. As the battle raged on, Daisy received a report from the engineering team. "Captain, we're taking heavy fire on the starboard side. Shields are holding, but we need to redistribute power to maintain integrity." "Do it," Daisy commanded. "And keep our weapons systems fully operational. We can't afford to lose momentum." The Phoenix continued its assault, striking at the heart of the Zalorian homeworld. Their primary objective was within reach, the central command center of the Zalorian Empire. If they could destroy it, they would deal a crippling blow to their enemy. "Focus all fire on the command center," Daisy ordered. "We need to take it out." The Phoenix's cannons unleashed a torrent of plasma, targeting the massive structure. The Zalorian defenses intensified, but the Phoenix pressed on, its crew determined to complete their mission. Inside the command center, Admiral Zolaris watched in horror as the Phoenix's relentless assault tore through their defenses. "We need to evacuate," he shouted. "Prepare the escape pods." As the Zalorian command center erupted in flames, Daisy felt a surge of triumph. They had struck a decisive blow, but the battle was not over. The Zalorian fleet continued to engage, and the Phoenix was running low on resources. "Captain, we've sustained significant damage," reported Chief Engineer Patel. "We can't keep this up much longer." Daisy's mind raced. They had achieved their primary objective, but they needed to ensure their survival. "Set a course for the nearest jump point. We need to get out of here." The Phoenix accelerated, its engines straining as they made a desperate dash for the jump point. The Zalorian ships pursued, their weapons blazing. The tension on the bridge was palpable as they raced against time. Come on," Daisy muttered, her eyes fixed on the jump point ahead. Just as the Phoenix reached the jump point, a massive explosion rocked the ship. "We've been hit," Carter shouted. "Engines are failing." Daisy's heart sank. They were so close, yet escape seemed impossible. But she refused to give up. "Divert all remaining power to the engines. We have to make it." The crew worked frantically, rerouting power and making emergency repairs. The Phoenix surged forward, the jump point within reach. With a final burst of energy, the ship entered the jump point, leaving the Zalorian fleet behind. As they emerged from the jump, the crew let out a collective sigh of relief. They had escaped, but their victory came at a high cost. The Phoenix was battered and bruised, its systems strained to the limit. Daisy surveyed the damage reports, her expression grim. "We did it, but we need to get back to friendly space for repairs and regrouping." Lieutenant Carter nodded. "We've dealt a significant blow to the Zalorians, but they'll be out for revenge. We need to be ready for whatever comes next." The crew set a course for the nearest human outpost, their spirits bolstered by their hard-fought victory. They had shown the Zalorians that humanity would not be conquered, but the war was far from over. As the Phoenix traveled through space, Daisy reflected on the mission. They had achieved a crucial victory, but the cost was high. Lives were lost, and their ship was heavily damaged. Yet, she knew that they had to keep fighting. The future of humanity depended on their resolve and determination. Back at the human outpost, the Phoenix underwent extensive repairs. The crew took the opportunity to rest and recover, but the war was always on their minds. Daisy held meetings with her officers, planning their next moves and preparing for the battles ahead. "We can't let our guard down," Daisy said during one meeting. "The Zalorians will strike back, and we need to be ready." Commander Rodriguez agreed. "We need to gather more intelligence and build alliances with other human colonies. Together, we can stand against the Zalorian threat." Dr. Chen presented his latest findings on Zalorian technology. "I've been analyzing the data we collected. We might be able to develop new weapons and defenses based on their tech." Daisy nodded. "Do it. Every advantage we can get will be crucial. As the days passed, the Phoenix's repairs were completed, and the ship was once again ready for action. The crew, though still recovering from their ordeal, were eager to continue the fight. They knew that their mission was far from over, and they were determined to see it through to the end. Before departing the outpost, Daisy visited the memorial dedicated to the fallen heroes of Terra Nova. She placed a hand on the engraved names, her heart heavy with the weight of their sacrifice. "We will make sure your deaths were not in vain," she whispered. The Phoenix set off once more, its crew ready for the challenges ahead. Their mission was clear: to protect humanity and ensure that the Zalorians would never again threaten their existence. They were the vanguard of humanity's defense, and they would stop at nothing to secure a future for their people. As they traveled through space, Daisy couldn't help but think of Maya and the other survivors of Terra Nova. Their courage and resilience had inspired her, and she knew that their fight was for them and for all of humanity. The Phoenix continued its journey, a symbol of hope and defiance in the face of overwhelming odds. The war was far from over, but with Daisy Drayton at the helm, humanity had a fighting chance. Their next objective was to locate other human colonies that might be under threat from the Zalorians. They needed to build a network of alliances, to stand united against the common enemy. The Phoenix's advanced sensors and communication systems were vital in this effort, allowing them to detect and respond to threats quickly. Daisy convened a meeting with her senior officers. "We need to reach out to other colonies. We can't fight this war alone. Rodriguez, prepare a list of potential allies. Carter, I want you to handle the communications. Chen, continue working on those tech upgrades." The officers nodded, each understanding the gravity of their tasks. They were a well-coordinated team, each member playing a crucial role in their mission. Their first stop was the colony of New Horizon, a relatively new settlement on the edge of human-occupied space. As the Phoenix approached, they detected signs of distress. The colony was under attack by a Zalorian raiding party. "Battle stations," Daisy ordered. "We're going in hot." The Phoenix swooped in, its weapons blazing as it engaged the Zalorian ships. The battle was intense, but the Phoenix's superior technology and firepower quickly turned the tide. Within minutes, the Zalorian raiders were destroyed, and the colony was safe. Daisy and a small team beamed down to the surface, where they were met with cheers and gratitude from the colonists. The governor of New Horizon, a stern but fair woman named Governor Leora, greeted them warmly. "Thank you for your timely intervention," Governor Leora said. "We were on the brink of being overrun." Daisy nodded. "We're here to help. But we need your support in the fight against the Zalorians. Together, we can stand a better chance." Governor Leora agreed. "You have our support. We'll provide resources and manpower. Whatever you need." With the alliance secured, the Phoenix continued its journey, visiting other colonies and rallying support. Each new ally bolstered their strength, creating a united front against the Zalorian threat. During this time, Dr. Chen's research yielded promising results. He developed new energy-based weapons and advanced shielding technology based on Zalorian designs. These upgrades significantly enhanced the Phoenix's combat capabilities, giving them an edge in battle. As the Phoenix continued its mission, they encountered numerous skirmishes with Zalorian forces. Each battle was a test of their resolve and ingenuity, but the crew's unwavering determination saw them through. They were driven by the memory of Terra Nova and the desire to protect their fellow humans from suffering the same fate. In one particularly intense battle, the Phoenix faced a Zalorian dreadnought, a massive warship bristling with weapons. The fight was brutal, with both sides sustaining heavy damage. But Daisy's tactical brilliance and the crew's unwavering resolve allowed them to outmaneuver the dreadnought and deliver a crippling blow. The victory was hard-won, and the Phoenix limped away from the battlefield, its hull scarred and its system strained. But the crew's spirits were high. They had faced a formidable foe and emerged victorious, a testament to their strength and unity. As they continued their journey, Daisy received a transmission from Earth. The United Earth Council commended their efforts and pledged additional support. Reinforcements and supplies were dispatched to aid in their mission. Daisy addressed her crew, her voice filled with pride and determination. "We've come a long way, but our fight is far from over. We've shown the Zalorians that humanity will not be conquered. We will continue to stand strong, to fight for our future, and to protect our people. Together, we are unstoppable." The crew cheered, their resolve stronger than ever. The Phoenix was more than just a ship, it was a symbol of hope and defiance. They were the spearhead of humanity's defense, and they would stop at nothing to secure a future free from the threat of the Zalorian Empire. As they traveled through space, they encountered more allies, each one strengthening their cause. The network of colonies grew, creating a formidable force united against the Zalorians. The Phoenix led the charge, its reputation growing with each victory. Daisy knew that the final confrontation with the Zalorians was inevitable. The battles they had fought were just the beginning. The war would be long and arduous, but she was prepared to see it through to the end. The memory of Terra Nova and the promise to protect humanity fueled her resolve. As the Phoenix approached their next destination, Daisy stood on the bridge, looking out at the stars. The journey had been long and challenging, but she knew they were making a difference. They were fighting for a future where humanity could thrive, free from fear and oppression. The Phoenix continued its mission, a beacon of hope in the darkness of space. The war was far from over, but with Daisy Drayton at the helm and a united front of human colonies standing together, they were ready for